Jen, your Pudgy Picker, sitting here in my office. I wanted to do my chitty chat video with you. I know I've been putting it off, and a lot of people have been like, hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? So I appreciate your concern, but I think the biggest change that I have coming to my business is that I will be doing my antique booth by myself. Several weeks ago, my sister told me that she wants to leave the booth, that for many reasons it's not working for her, and it's kind of not working for me any longer. So without going into a lot of detail, she was going to be out, I think in January. Ended up saying, look, you know, if you don't want to work the day in January and you don't want to pay me rent in January, I went in on, what was it, the 31st? Yeah, this past Sunday, and I boxed everything up for her. She's had some health issues, so I know that's part of the reason. I really won't go into a lot of the reasons why, but we have been doing this for literally over 20 years. We started at one location. We were there like 17 years, and then we've been here almost 7. So I went in and got her stuff bundled up. She never had like half of the booth. I think early on we pretty much did half and half, and as we got later she just didn't have as much or wasn't able to go out and find as much. So I was charging her a lesser amount than half. And I was also paying her out of her rent money to work my day. So the changes that are going to be made is it's just me in the booth. I've never done the booth just by myself, so I'm not necessarily like worried or concerned or anything. I know I'll do fine. It's just a transition period from going to doing things as a team to not doing things as a team. So I have to be more on top of things, to be out there to make sure things are straightened up. When I went and took her stuff out, I would say she had maybe 20% of the booth. So there is a noticeable little bit of a hole in the booth. When I got everything packed up, I kind of just, you know, fluffed so everything just filled in. And I do not have a ton of backup inventory in my basement. So I've been like, last couple weeks been going, trying to get more stuff. I went out today. I stopped at Goodwill and Savers, so I'm gonna have a haul for you after this. But yeah, a lot of changes. So there's a restocking day coming up January 8th. It's this coming Monday. They do that usually seasonally, or every once in a while they'll pick a day. Our store is closed Mondays and Tuesdays, so they will open the store to just vendors, and the hours are like 1 to 8. So I'm probably going to be there all day. I'll try to get some footage for you so I can kind of show you what I'm doing. I know I want to redo my walls, but I also have things to take in, and I want to move things around. It's just, it's gotten, I mean, my sales have been really great, but it's a little bit stale. Need to put some fresh inventory out. I got to change that display in the front from winter to something else, so I'll be working on that. I got to really sit down and just make some notes and decide what I want to do and how I want to tackle it. So that's what's coming up with the booth. So I'll kind of keep you clued in. I know I just like, hey, this is for the booth. Hey, this is for the booth. But to actually talk about what's going on in the booth, yeah. So yeah, as far as this will be the first year on my own. Interesting. So I'm not too like worried about it. I'm just going to be, first thing I had to do is, of course, I had to schedule my days. I like to have more freedom and more time in the summer for garage sailing so that my schedule's more flexible. I'm not sure if I'm going to pay somebody for maybe one of my days. We had to work, our space required us to work 2 days a month. So we would split the rent. She would pay less than half. You know, I'm not going to go into all the numbers, but she would pay a portion. She would work her day, and then out of her portion of rent, I would take out 50, and then she would work my day. So that was kind of the arrangement we've had the last year or so. So I went ahead and signed up for my days in January. I think I did a full day and 2 half days are set up for the middle of the month, and the February calendar just went up yesterday. So when I was out at the store, I went up there and I just did two full days. Yeah. So you can kind of, mix and match, do a morning, do an afternoon, do a full day. So I think this month I'm doing one full day, the next day I do an afternoon, and then a week from that afternoon I do a morning. So that's how I kind of set it up. I don't know. I'm going to do both. I'll do that this month, and then February I have 2 full days, and then I'll kind of hem-haw and see what I think will work best for me. So, I mean, I could even work a Wednesday. Wednesday's usually the day I go out to the store. I could make that like a half day, go in the morning, put stuff out. I don't know. I haven't completely figured out the working thing yet, but I'm not too worried about it. My biggest issue now is I do not have a lot of backup inventory. I've recorded this 4 times, so if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But I just don't have a ton of inventory. So I have different categories downstairs. I have like a nautical thing. But everything how I have it set up, I want to move it all around. So it's going to be a very busy day on the 8th for the restocking. It's a good thing that our mall does this, because some people have like huge pieces of furniture or display pieces that they're bringing in and out, and it's very difficult to do that when customers are there. And even when I'm there just putting in things, if a customer starts to see like I'm working in my booth, they might like kind of, I'll go around you, and it's like, no, I want you to come in. So a lot of times when I go out to my space, I'm there longer than necessary just because I'm working at a certain pace. And then if I have 1 or 2 people come in, I kind of just ooch out the other side, and then I kind of wait, or I'll go to where they first came in and I'll work there. So it's kind of a juggling act. So yeah, but the 8th will be interesting. Like I said, I'll get some footage. I'll just go in and say, here's what it looks like. I just came in. But it's going to require me a lot of like thinking and looking at what I have and kind of figuring out how I want to do that. It seems 1 to 8 o'clock seems like a lot of time. It's not. We've gone in and just moved a few things around and redid the front, and we were literally there 4 hours. So it's one of those, I'll go in for a couple hours. No, you won't. But I am thankful that our mall offers that. So, ooh, my stomach's growling. It's almost lunchtime. I eat lunch at 2:30, so it's 1:45. So yeah, my stomach's starting to growl. What else? eBay. eBay has changed for me. I've had a store on there for quite some time. I was changing my strategy of how I'm doing that. I started in November, where I would get a whole bunch of things ready to be listed. And as you're listing, I mean, if you're not on eBay, you're like, whatever, I don't get it. But once you get everything put in, and you can hit, put it up for sale, or you can put save for later. So what I've been doing is just listing a whole bunch of things at once. This is our life, is just periodic barking. And it's warm in here. So yeah, so that being said, I would get a whole bunch of stuff, and then I would work really hard and get like 40 things listed one day. The next day I'd list like 40 things. And then I would be like, whew, now I could just like wait and let it do its thing. And that strategy was not working. eBay likes to see that you are sending out offers, listing new items, lowering prices, putting on sales. They want to see that consistent like moving and tending to your store. And listing a whole bunch of things, I'd have a whole bunch of orders, and then it would just die off again. So starting in November, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go and I'm just going to list a whole bunch of stuff, have it ready in draft, the draft section, and then each day I'm going to push out 5 items. So I have been doing that consistently. Well, over the last holiday, like New Year's, I missed a day or 2, but so every day, Monday through Saturday, I skip Sunday and holidays. I just literally, I have like maybe 25 things listed that I got done yesterday. 25, yeah. So I just go in there, push out 5, send some offers, push out 5 the next day, send some offers. And my sales have been steady. I'm doing about $250 a week now on eBay. It was kind of hit and miss. And of course, you know, November, December, fourth quarter, it's pretty busy. But doing it consistently this way, I'm selling things that I have had I'm a list it and forget it kind of person. So I've had things I listed a while ago and they've been listed forever and then boop, it sells. So I know that I'm hitting on the algorithm. I know it's working. So my sales have been very good and very steady. I do a payout, I think every Tuesday. So every Tuesday they send my payout. So I'm hitting regularly between 2 and 250. So of course this is January. January in my business the last couple of years seems to be better than December. Don't ask me why. It's very true in my store, you know, my physical location, and then on eBay maybe not as much, but January is still pretty good. So that is a strategy that I've been taking on there. Me and Mr. Pudgy Picker have plans. We're looking to move in the next couple years. We wanted to get our kids launched and, you know, do other things. So we're paying off some bills and we're making, we have a little nest egg. We're working on that so that we can move on. The house we're in now, we're renting. We're renting it from a dear friend. Have done really well here, but it's too big. It's too big now that there's just 2 of us. You know, I'm getting older and cleaning a house that could fit a whole bunch of people, it's a lot. It's too much. It's too much. And now that my office is down here on the main level, we rarely use the upstairs that we had. And you've seen in my older videos, I mean, it's a huge room and then it has a bedroom on the end. So my chore and job that I've just started doing for this winter is going up and pulling things, going through them. Should I donate it? Is this something I can sell? Is it something I just need to put on Marketplace? I have my old desk upstairs. I have, now that I have my wall, I have my lighting kit, but I don't need the backdrop anymore, which is basically the 2 stands and the bar, and then it has clips so you can clip on a backdrop. So I have maybe 3 or 4 backdrops, so I'm going to be getting that pictured, and I'm going to sell that. It's still up there. My clothing rack is still up there. I've been working on pulling things to go down here to photograph and then list. So I'm probably eventually going to sell that. My desk, I have a fold-out desk next to mine. I have one of those plastic fold-out desks that the legs come out. You could fold them up and then it folds like this, and it's got a handle on it. That thing is easy. It's light. It's not a problem. This is just one of the big press board ones with the fold-out legs. So I'll be selling that. What else do I have up there? I have some things in the cubbies. I think at one point I considered, oh gosh, forever ago, selling kids' clothes. Never did that, so I have a kid mannequin. I have a whole bunch of stuff just kind of pushed and shoved. So I'll be going through that more with an eye of, okay, it's either got to be listed or it's got to leave the house. So I've really been working hard on that. I also had this cabinet that my dad did that I put all of the things I have from a cabinet I had upstairs. So now that cabinet's empty. I've had that one for years. This is just a basic pressboard 2-door one. I think my daughter might want that. If she doesn't, that's going to go up on Marketplace to get rid of it. Also this month, once I get the booth kind of revamped, I'm going to be taking pictures weekly and putting them up on some social media with prices and, you know, trying to push that out so that people can see that. You know, help myself, drum up a little bit business. Maybe even if it's something that I can list on Marketplace and direct people to the store, that will be good as well. So I want to put more effort into pushing what I have already and what I've been doing already. And it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. This job is not for the faint of heart. So between that and taking care of the things I have to here, as a wife, taking care of the house, grocery shopping, Mr. Pudgy Picker does cook, so I cook as well. I listed a whole bunch of stuff, took it downstairs, so I got like 3 or 4 bags of this, that, and the other. I want to kind of go through my inventory. I have things that I've had listed on there a while that I would probably never buy, never list now. So I want to definitely make sure that I'm going to get that cleaned out and honed down and, make the most of the space I have in the basement right now. So that's where we're at. Now, long term, if we move in the next 2 to 3 years, I might change careers. I'm getting to a point where I love what I do. I've always loved what I've done, but it is a lot of work. Physically, it is a lot of work. And it takes up a lot of room. For people who do this type of job, even if it's an antique mall or just eBay or both, and don't have a garage or basement, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Because I have never wanted to be where I personally wanted to invest in like a storage unit or anything like that. I just know that would be, I have the room here, it would be an inconvenience, it would be an expense. And if you put things in storage and they're sitting there for months and months, you get to a point where they're not worth anything because you've spent a lot of money to store it rather than sell it. So I don't know. I don't know what our next living situation might be. I don't know if it's going to be, it might not even be in this region that we're in, maybe on the west side. We're not sure yet. My daughter lives on the west side. My son lives on the east side. We kind of want to maybe, I don't know, get a piece of property and put like a double wide or something on it. I want to live simply. I've always been a live more simply person. I don't like spending a lot of money. I don't like wasting money. I like not worrying about my bills, and to that end, that's what we're working on. I know you guys know I have a ProMaster City, which is a Dodge. It's the Amazon vans. It's a smaller version. I've had that one for about 3 years, and I'm almost done paying that off. Yay! So I'm really, really working hard to take the money that I'm earning and put a certain amount back in, buying inventory and upgrading and slimlining what I'm doing, and then paying things off. I'll go ahead and mention too, it was never really a good time to say this, but about 2 months ago, Mr. Pudgy Picker had a heart attack. And it was mild. He ended up having 2 stents put in. One was completely blocked. The other one was mostly blocked. They were able to do it, at Cleveland Clinic. Love the Cleveland Clinic. If you ever have any heart issues and you're anywhere near Cleveland, it's first-class care there. Whether you're a sultan from from another country or an important, political person or just Joe Blow that had a heart attack, the care there is outstanding. He was in the hospital for about a week and a half. So he's been working on his health and his weight and his, taking care of himself. So that was very difficult to go through. I don't want you to think that that I keep anything from when I talk to you guys. It's just most of the time when things pop off or something's happening, my brain is like, okay, take care of business. You go here, we'll do this, we'll move that, we'll play in here, we'll call that person. I mean, I am a push up my sleeves, take care of business kind of person. And usually by the time it all kind of slows down, I'm like, whoo, I gotta keep pushing, keep going. And I don't always mention things in time. So, I want you guys to know what's going on with me and in my life, and that's a lot. So that was You know what? I'm trying to think. I think it was actually September because we were due to go on vacation for our anniversary, and it was far enough after his getting out of the hospital and stuff that we didn't want to be that far away from home. So we ended up pushing that vacation back to, I think it's April? I think it's March or April coming up. So, but I mean, he's doing really well. There was no permanent damage by the incident. Of course, when they first got him there, they're like, we're going to right away check your, your aorta, make sure nothing's torn or, going south really bad. But, all that's very scary. And we're not getting any younger. So it's important to take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, especially take care of yourself. And it's not a selfish thing to take care of your health or your weight or any medical things you got going on, because if you can't be in a good place to take care of yourself, you can't give and take care of others. And I guess that's what I'm getting at. So a long-winded 21 minutes to tell you all of that. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's what's going on. I'm going to kind of try and show you as I go through all of this changes. I'll really try and get some footage on Monday of restaging the booth. I'll just go in and say, okay, I just walked in, here's what it looks like. And then, go ahead and start changing things up. Maybe I'll explain what I'm doing or what I'm going to do. And then when I'm done, I'll just do a whole, look of it. So like I said, I have a lot of mental planning. Usually in my business, it's physical, move this, do that, price that. But to actually sit and kind of think about what I'm going to do and how I want to do it, it requires more effort. I'm more of a roll up your sleeves, kind of just jump in kind of person. And it really is going to take some planning to make sure I get where I want to and make sure that the booth looks good and fresh. And, I want to keep up with that. I took a piece of furniture out to the back. We have a back common area where we can have a piece of furniture or a set or whatever, and then something you can hang on the wall, maybe a larger picture or something. So I'm keeping up with, okay, that's sold. Okay, let me hurry up and bring something in. So the booth has always seemed to have been a priority when it comes to either the booth or eBay, because eBay in my mind was, I'll get to it. But, the booth has to look a certain way. It's not going to make any money and I'm paying rent and la, 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 so that's kind of been my mindset. But the year 2024 is for getting stuff done, pushing forward, making more money, working smarter, not harder. I mean, I'm only one person. There's only so much I can do. And I'm trying to hit on things that are, this seems to be making money. Okay, let's do this. How does that work? It's, so I am kind of changing. And in this business, especially in a physical space, you have to be on top of your game. You have to say, okay, what's trending? Okay, I have all this stuff here. Oh, nobody wants it. What am I going to do? Am I going to say, that's all I sell? Or am I going to change up or make those items a little smaller until they catch on again? Or maybe I'll bring in a whole different item, or maybe I'll focus more on this or that. So, I mean, there is a lot of constant, and it's funny because once you hit on something that works, it's not going to work forever. So you hit on something, you're like, wow, this is great, it's working, it's selling, it's doing, and then it kind of, I mean, this business is very unpredictable and it's constantly changing. And even though the mall, I enjoy being there, I still have competitors there, I guess you could say. I mean, there's over 100 vendors there, and we've had a vendor who's been copying a lot of our stuff. And as irritating as that is, you can't say, well, I sell this, so you can't. But when you start selling stuff and literally weeks later they start selling it, it makes you kind of mad. especially since I'm constantly coming up and freshening ideas and new things. And, you know, I do the Lucky Bamboo. There's a couple of people do plants. Nobody does Lucky Bamboo. I was doing stickers. Nobody was doing stickers. Now 3 or 4 are doing stickers, but the other person, they were doing it right away. Same price, same everything. My sister was making some bowl cozies, you know, a fabric like stitched, kind of like a pot holder, but it was more so you could put your bowl in there. They started carrying those. I started doing fashion rings for $5. They started doing those. So it's, you know, when you do well in our mall posts, you know, here's the top sellers. People literally, when I've hit top seller, people come in and go, oh, what are you selling? What are you selling? I mean, they're looking because they want to be top seller. They want to sell more. They want to see what's working. So it's a lot. So although, you know, most of the people up there don't really sell the kind of things I do, or they focus on other things, there are a few people that kind of just are riding my coattails. But you know what? I got to be quicker. I got to think smarter. I got to get things in. I just took in my my solar eclipse classes because that's coming up in April. Yeah, April, first week of April, something like that. So I got those out. So it's in a little locked case. I'm really just trying to, okay, what's ahead? What's coming up? What can I do? What can I change? And really trying to be on top of it. That is 2024 is the year of being on top of the business. So that's what I'm doing. So that's all the changes. And wanted to tell you about Mr. Pudgy Picker. It's when it first happened, we were in the hospital, and he goes, are you going to tell all the pudgy people about me? And I said, not now. So I will mention to him. He does pop in and check occasionally. You know, I want to do more. Again, I want to do more with YouTube. I haven't been making anything on YouTube here recently because, again, YouTube is about my business. It is not my business. But there's things that I can do and material I can put out that will help me. So if you are a person that is subscribed to me, I appreciate you. Please, I always say this, like, comment, share the video, you know, in your Facebook or wherever. That really helps me, and it's a good way to support me because I don't have memberships on my channel. I don't think I ever would. And I want to give you good information, and I want to keep helping, and I want to keep putting the effort into YouTube. But again, my priority is my antique booth, my eBay store, of course, my family and things I got going on here. So YouTube kind of sort of gets pushed to the back burner sometimes, and I'm really going to try and not do that. So that's what you can do to help me. I would appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. If you made it this far, good gracious, it's almost a half an hour. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad I had no bad news to deliver. I mean, it's not all great news, but it's not like, oh, gloom and doom. We're going to keep struggling. We're going to keep pushing forward. I can get knocked over, but do you remember Weebles? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down back in the day. Yeah, that's me. If you need to look up a Weeble, then go ahead and Google it and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm about that shape too. So thank you again for tuning in and for watching this and listening to me ramble. I need a drink. And I will see you guys next time. And until then, happy picking.